Today we're going to talk about S for safety. And S is the final and fifth letter in the acronym Trust C.A.R.E.S, C-A-R-E-S. And the C.A.R.E.S acronym represents the 5 dimensions that are critical for building and rebuilding trust. The definition that I use to help me think about safety is the ability to create a psychologically safe environment where other people can take risks, where we can take risks together. So it's our ability to create an environment where we can all take risks together, and by being able to take those risks, bring out our best work. So let me give you an example of 3 dimensions, 3 behaviors that are really critical to creating a psychologically safe environment. And this comes from the work of Amy Edmondson at Harvard, as well as Google and several others who have really been looking at trust in recent years. The first is to create a balanced flow of communication. And so think about teams you've been in where all the communication is coming from one area or another area of the team. That's going to lead to less safety. Whereas if you can create a balanced flow of communication from the different team members, that's going to create an environment of greater perceived equity and participation and greater safety. So as a leader, always be really mindful of the balance of communication flow within a team. The second thing is, this is similar to empathy, which in the C.A.R.E.S model, we actually call out empathy separate, but it's called social sensitivity. So does the group tend to demonstrate awareness of the different emotions and feelings within the group? And does it create a space for people to have those? So if someone may be frustrated, if someone may be a little hesitant, whatever the emotion, do you demonstrate collectively as a group that, one, it's okay, within reason of course, to share those emotions, and the group behaves in a way that's sensitive to different people's emotions. So emotional sensitivity. And then the third thing is vulnerability. And especially from the leader or some of the more senior people within the team, do you demonstrate vulnerability? And in doing so, do you create an environment where it's safe for others to be vulnerable? And I'll give you an example that happened about 3 years ago with a client I was working with. This client and I, we had worked together for about 3 years at the time. And he was coming in, he was CEO at an organization. I had started working with him when he was a VP. He was CEO at this new organization, and he was bringing an executive team together. And he had asked me to help him really develop and accelerate the performance of this team. And when he came in, he introduced me. And when he started, he said, here's Darin. You guys have communicated with him via email, but I want to give you a little bit of the backstory. He said, I started working with Darin about 3 years ago. And the context was, I was succeeding as VP of operations, but I really wanted, and I had the opportunity to be CEO. He said, the truth is, he said, I didn't have confidence in my own ability to be CEO. He said, it intimidated the hell out of me. And he said, so I brought Darin in to help me work on that. And you could see when he said that, right? Because they had experienced him as a CEO and someone who's very competent and very confident as well. And so you could just sort of see people being taken aback a little bit when he started to talk about how he had that lack of confidence, and he reached out. And he went on to demonstrate his story. He demonstrated and discussed some of the things that he learned on that journey. And he wrapped it up with, he said, and one of the things that I want Darin to work with us on is safety. He said, if we can't create an environment where it's okay to test ideas, where it's okay to be wrong for the sake of being right and being better, he said, we're never going to reach the potential as a team, and we're never going to be able to perform at the level that I'm committed to as the CEO, and I hope you're committed to as the executive team. And by just being able to demonstrate that vulnerability on his own journey, it created the foundation for that team that it was remarkable. And I'll fast forward, so a year later after that, I'd worked with that team for a full year. And when we did our end of the year reflection, the thing that still stuck in their mind was that ability of the CEO to go first, right? To demonstrate his own journey and create that safe environment for the team. Okay, so S, last letter in the acronym for the C.A.R.E.S model. I ask that you really be mindful of the environment that you're operating in and that you're creating, or in fact, even if you're tolerating. Because as a leader, if you're tolerating an environment that's not safe, you're also tolerating a cap on the potential of your team. Hope you found this video useful. I look forward to seeing you down the road. Take care.